10 years ago, Alang was just a speck on the map, a grey and uninviting beach north of Bombay in India. Now it's been brought alive by thousands of men hell-bent on destruction. Alang is the world's biggest wrecking yard, a graveyard for old ships. From all over the world they come, revved to full speed and then rammed onto the beach. What happens then is amazing. Not even the imagination of a Steven Spielberg could create what you're about to see. When HMAS Yarra had fought her last battle, there was still one more ocean to cross, a journey she wouldn't return from. The graveyard for the Yarra, a place called Alang on the northwest coast of India. A lot of old-timers end up here, all beached and broken up for scrap. It's only when you see a ship like this out of the water that you realise just how big it really is. But everything is big here at Alang. The Indians tell us this is the world's biggest scrap heap. It's the biggest recycling operation, and you certainly won't see a bigger shipbreaking yard anywhere. They've got 60 vessels like this up on the beach at the moment, and they're making room for more. You'll see nothing on this scale anywhere on Earth. 5 kilometres of coastline littered with the wreckage of some of the world's biggest ships. With the Cold War over, Russian and American warships end up here side by side. Her Majesty's Royal Navy is here too. The supply ship Regent served Britain in the Falklands and in the Gulf War. Now she's being run aground. The harbour pilot, Captain Pandy, guides the Regent towards the shore on a full tide. Do you gun the ship as fast as it can go?
As fast as we can.
How fast would you charge it to shore?
As fast as the engines can move. I mean, the fastest ever she ran in her life, probably.
The Regent comes to rest in the shallows, stuck on the mud. For the Indian pilot, and especially for the British skipper, there are mixed feelings about scrapping an old warhorse like this. But the crew are just happy to be here in one piece. Welcome to India, skipper. I've heard the English don't like to get their feet wet, but that was ridiculous.
I'm a Scotsman.
Are you? If this Scot, Doug Harvey, had beached a ship when he was a captain with the Royal Navy, he would have been court-martialed. You can see why he got a kick out of it today.
Jolly exciting, I can tell you that. Chief officer was on the wheel and we were shouting, and it was something else. We spent the last 20 years kicking ships off the beach. Something else to put one on. When the tide drops, the next step is to secure the Regent. Indian workers carry out the heavy steel cable. It's this human chain, the cheap manpower, that is the key
to Alang's size and success. The workers start their demolition of a ship by cutting off massive chunks of the hull. To raise the biggest pieces, they have cranes along the beach. But most of the work is done by hand. Swarms of workers take the ship apart piece by piece. If they're not careful, the whole thing could collapse on them.
I'm 45 years old.
So you're 45, the same age as me. It looks pretty hard work for a man of 45.
All work is hard. We have to accept the responsibility and do the work.
Ramdutt Singh has been working at Alang almost from the start of the shipbreaking 10 years ago. He cuts the steel and says it can be dangerous work. Have you seen men injured or even killed doing this work?
Yes, I have seen a number of accidents here. Once I saw a fire where 7 people died. Sometimes the workers lose their arms or legs.
The cutters can salvage $2 to $3 million worth of steel from each ship. Nothing is wasted. That propeller down there is now the most precious part of the ship. You're looking at $25,000 worth of bronze. That's for the merchant. The men who cut up the prop, well, they'll make about $10 each for 3 days' work. So every bit of metal on these ships is worth money. They salvage the lot, right down to the last nut and bolt. When an old warship comes in, is it a sad day for the skipper when he has to scrap his ship?
Yeah, many times the skippers cry when his ship is going to the yard.
One of the biggest of the 70-odd scrap merchants here, Pravin Nagasheth. Do you think it's hard work, dirty work?
No, it is not. See, every work is specialization. Now for me and you, it may be hard work. For them, it is not hard work.
But do you think they like it?
See, ultimately, everybody works for their livelihood, for bread and butter. It's like the set of a Fellini movie. Someone else said Mad Max 4. Walking through the fire and smoke, the blackened faces sweating in the heat, it's quite surreal.
There are 12,000 men cutting up the ships and another 12,000 doing the backup work, hauling away the steel and sorting out the scrap. Most of them are farm labourers and they come from all over India. In the dry season, when they can't work on the land, they leave behind their wives and children to work here for about 9 months. The pay's not much to us, about $2 a day for the simple jobs, $6 a day for the top steel cutters. And of course, they have to work and live in the middle of this. The workers live in a makeshift town straggling along the beachfront. Their huts are built of the flotsam and jetsam from the ships. It's hard living, but men like Ramdat Singh, with a wife and 6 children to support, are here because the work is here. Can you make more money here than you would back on the farm?
We can't make much money back home. Whatever I earn here, I can save a bit and then I send it back to my family.
In our money, they're earning just $3 or $4 a day. It doesn't seem much pay. What does it really mean to them?
No, for India, it is a very big money. Compared to the nature normal pay, our laborers are getting the best pay compared to the others. So they are very happy.
The old war horses, the frigates and the freighters are transformed into steel rods for building the new India. Once they had no steel industry out here, but the shipbreaking is now producing about 10% of India's output, 1 million tonnes a year. The shipbreakers at Alang have swallowed up almost 1,000 ships, and they're hungry for more. Are you ever going to run out of ships? Will there be a day when there aren't any more old rust buckets to come in here?
No, that is never going to be the case, because as just a human life, this is a continuous process. Ship has got a life of 20 to 25 years. So every year 4% ship has to come to the graveyard.
The graveyard at Alang is far stranger than the exotic ports these ships used to visit. It's a little eerie to see a great warship or a tanker that's been around the world so many times washed up like this. The last passage to India.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.